Hey, okay, about to play Miraculous Ladybug, Rise of Sphinx. I don't know how this is gonna go. I mean, just looking at the menu, it's not good. Can someone tell me what's up with the graphics? What is going on here? Look at look at the background. What? Oh my God! What is up with? Is that thing floating? Oh my gosh! Well, this is the closest it goes to Paris. We're just finished the first battle. The pigeon guy, yeah. Oh, there's Chloe. What does she want? Maybe something? I'm not sure. What is this? I don't have time for you, Dupang Chang. I'm waiting for Adrian. Well, he's right here. Okay, one hand. Let me just. There we go. Boom! Adrian is right here. Huh? How about that? Yep. Looking real good out there, Notre Dame. Man, this is how you commemorate Notre Dame here. My God, this is wow. Yep, with that pose. Dude, pose that pose, Cat Noir. Okay, I swear that is running away. What am I looking at? Did they just make a freaking blob and just like, oh, we're just gonna add bits to it? And what is this? Man, this game is not finished. I don't know. And look what they did to Notre Dame. They did him dirty. It's me, Vince Ryder. I'm not, pretty much I always click the recording button, but I'm never sure, like, okay, is it 3 or 4 seconds? Sometimes it shows up and it cuts, like, a good amount of the intro. That's why I tend to have a habit of doing very slow intros, at least in the first words, like, hey, But anyways, I digress. This is a review, or should I say, my first impressions of Rise of the Sphinx. The Sphinx, yeah. Listen, if you don't know me, you know for a fact that I used to be a huge fan of Miraculous Ladybug. I haven't really caught any interest to actually come back to the series. I haven't really, desired. And listen, I can watch whatever it is out there. I don't care what the price is or where it's streaming or this and that. I'm telling you, if it's in Crunchyroll, if it's in Disney Plus, I got you. I got it all. But I ain't wasting no damn time watching Miraculous Ladybug. I'm sorry. I used to be very into the series, and I'm really, really trying to. I actually, in some ways, made a schedule. I've actually seen the rest, but this game just made me really rethink that. Let me tell you, yeah. I never played a game this bad, knowing it feels like, yep, I don't really know what's going on with the Miraculous Ladybug universe, and I don't know I don't know why I did this, but I did. I made a decision to delete the damn game. Because listen, I have a bunch of other games I want to review, real freaking games, okay? And I don't like this argument of like, oh, because it's a kid's game, it's bad. Also, there's other kids' games. And I don't know why they show like other kids' games that are like, when I say for kids, like kids. Listen, freaking Mario's for kids. Okay, don't get me started with like Kirby, and those are the freaking goats, okay? Anyone related to Mario or in the Nintendo sphere, the goats. The goats, okay? Pokemon, the goat, okay? There is a lot of goats within kids' games. Shoot, GTA was my freaking kids' game growing up, all right? San Andreas taught me everything about the real world. I'm telling you. But freaking Miraculous Ladybug, I'm trying to understand, like, and here's the thing that I got confused. Why? I asked myself, right? I'm asking myself, I'm in the mirror, I'm asking myself, why did I buy Miraculous Rise of the Sphinx? It's just not good. It's not good. I just played it because it's for review, and I've been catching up within the Ladybug, or at least somewhat, season 5. I've been lacking in that department. But I tried. I tried to actually get back to the series and somewhat fall in love with it like I used to or something like that. Listen, if there's news of Chloe coming back, I'll come back, okay? If she comes back, I'll come back. If there's a redemption or at least some kind of humanity, just knowing how to freaking write human characters, even their kids, like, have some development. Like, yeah, Chloe can be a good person. She can be a hero. And I know that's not the only thing. There's a bunch of other aspects to it. I think there's a lot of things coming back, like, Hawkmoth realizing, or if a character dies, like I'm talking about dies, okay, gets like freaking to the chest in this series, then I guess that's the only way. Like it's either Chloe or someone dying to actually make me come back to Miraculous Ladybug. And this is more about the review. This is just my relationship with Miraculous Ladybug in general. And the thing is that I've been, coming back to anime. I've been coming back to a bunch of things, and I always preach about this a lot, especially me being like, a person that reads a lot of like, web comics and, that are very manga inspired, but they're from different countries. I talk about a lot, and this is the reason why I love what I do when it comes down to my webtoon content, is that I love different other arts aspects, different animations from different freaking countries in the world. Even if they're from like, these high class countries or something, or I call them high class, Japan, Korea, and you got freaking, France. And I don't know what it is. When I first saw Miraculous Ladybug, I'm like, oh, snap. Okay, Zagtoon, this is their response to freaking Disney, to freaking Toei, to freaking like Shonen, okay? To all these hypes, within the animation slash anime community, this is their response. And there's a part of me where I'm just like, yeah, I was wrong. Because I really thought it was going to be something. Okay, I'm very familiar with many European animations, especially the OG ones like the Winx Club or I forget the other one. Dogus or Dofus, something like that. And many other aspect projects and stuff that is from Europe. And Miraculous Ladybug was one of the last ones where I'm like, yeah, this could be something. Because of it being from Europe and something that I could fall into, instead of usually having to read stuff that's, from Asia, this can go head to head. But now I was wrong. I was like, come on. Like, I guess, in some departments, like I was hoping that other countries can go head to head. Not just America when it comes down to going head to head with, Asia, but other countries, even if they're like from Europe, even though they're the expected ones. Like I thought they were actually going head to head with, like neck to neck with some of like, the stuff that Japan and freaking Korea or even China puts out. But other than that, I'm here to talk about the game, and you want to hear me talk about the game. Okay, you know what? I'll talk to you about it. Just think about, like, for example, how, like, on your phone, phone cameras are divine nowadays. Imagine a phone camera that only gives you 360p visual images. That is like potato image. I'm talking about like freaking 1999 images. That to me is what I see in Miraculous Ladybug. I really just can't understand why the resolution is that bad. You saw the clips. I honestly was like, wow. On the Switch. On the Switch. And it's expected because on the Switch is usually known for having low resolutions just to fit in their hardware. But for this one is bad. You look at the Mario games. Shoot, you look at the indie games. I remember playing some that is like, just low. They're low res for a reason, for sure. And they're indie and stuff like that. Like some of the cozy games. But at least they look freaking good. At least they have a way of looking good. The 8-bit games, they look amazing. Like Eastward or Stardew Valley. Like, if only there was if Miraculous Ladybug, if it was a pixel game, I wouldn't be mad about it. I'll be like, okay, that's kind of an interesting choice. That would do it. Especially me playing River City Girls and Tunic. There's a bunch of Switch games. Even the little kids one, like the MLP, My Little Pony game. That looks way better than this. I don't know what I was looking at when I saw freaking, like, this is not worth the money. You're talking about the visuals and stuff like that. I'm like, what is that? What are the papers? They look like, somebody in the freaking animation department decided like, okay, we're just going to make a freaking rock out of like, the most like low dated Unreal Engine and just put plucks of paper on it. And that would just be the stack of paper for this enemy. I'm like, oh my God, this is just bad. PS1 games? as I've been playing a couple of them, like, some from Crash Bandicoot and Grob and all the other old school games, look 10 times better than this. Shoot. Freaking Dreamcast and also some of the Sega systems on my retro arc that I've been emulating look 10 times better than this. Are you kidding me? Especially for a billion-dollar company, which I don't understand with the Miraculous. But hey, who am I? I'm not really part of the fandom much, so I don't know. I don't have a saying, except having for a saying of what makes good gaming content. As a person that plays games 24/7, for sure, because a lot of times that's what my break is just me playing games a lot of times, especially me subscribe to gaming news and also media and also the journalist industry within gaming as I fall into. Listen, the amount of PS4 games, PS5 games that are just kicking Nintendo to the freaking ground, and this had to be a freaking competitor. Oh my god. Like, come on. I know Forspoken is no good. That has to be way 10 times freaking leagues, planets better than freaking this game. I don't understand, okay? I don't mean to be like freaking angry video game nerd if anyone's old enough to know that. But my god, why in earth am I looking at toilet paper that can move? No, but seriously, in some of the gameplay mechanics, some of them are easy. The combat here and there, not really much to it. Some of the traveling, and I don't know what it is. There was just a part of me where I'm like, I gotta move on. I gotta move on from this game. There's no point of keeping this. And maybe I could have keep it. I don't understand the aspect of, especially with the dialogue and something. I guess they didn't really have that much to actually have the voice actors back for this. Maybe a few lines here and there, but not really all of it, which is understandable. Because let me tell you, they probably saw this game as like, what? You want me to voice this? I don't know. Listen, this whole thing about, this doesn't really help me much to really get back to Miraculous Ladybug. Even though there might be times where I'm like, maybe making a decision when I finish everything. Miraculous Ladybug is going to be the last thing of me to actually review or get back to, because I've been wanting to get back. But not like this. Listen, I played Ruby Arrowfell. And it was when, like, I was talking about, like, how much I miss Ruby content, how much I wanted more, Ice Queendom and Arrowfell was something to, especially right now, recently, of course, Ruby Volume 9 just came back. And the Ruby Arrowfell got me really excited. It got me really excited for the new, Ruby Volume 9, the new Ruby series. It got me missing. I'm not gonna lie. There was moments where I'm like, oh, that's dope, and I was like, really, I even got me like, binge watching a couple of clips here and there from Ruby, from the old school kind. But that didn't really, I wish that was the same effect within this game with, Rise of the Sphinx, especially it being its first ever Miraculous video game. Like, I thought it was something to bring back. I thought it was like, I was gonna like it most. Well, not really. I feel like this is a very simplistic game that, there was a part of me where I was just like, and I was really thinking about this. I don't know who really made this for kids, in a sense. They made this game either for the purpose of like, hey, kids are not going to notice it, or the purpose for like, hey, this is not really a big deal of a game, so we're just not going to really put as much pressure within, the quality and whatever. And you know what? I really don't know what it is. I can't really complain much about how bad this game is. It was expected to be bad. I know for a fact when I saw something like this on the shelves, I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, what does Astruck has this time? Like, listen, I really wish they take some, some criticization or whatever I call it. Take like, some people that judge this game into consideration. As I'm talking about this, I don't like the graphics. I don't understand the story, the plot. Just everything feels like blind. It feels like autopilot. Just, it feels so bland. So bland. And the graphics just doesn't help much. That's the biggest problem with this game. The quality that it holds is not worth the money. I can tell you that much. And I just didn't feel like finishing it. I I was like, no, I'm not gonna, like, because every time I try to come back to the game, I just get that freaking satired feeling, like a stomachache. You know what I mean? And yes, mostly I'm crapping on the game because of just how bad it is. But other than that, I'm just telling you, no, do not buy it. Do not even think about actually ever getting, because I know, for this game itself, and for, like, you just might as well just watch the show other than just play the game, because this game is kind of like a side quest that no one needs to take. Okay, like those side quests in Forspoken with the open world maps. Y'all don't need to take that to do anything much unless you want to. Okay? But even the fulfillment of actually completing these levels just doesn't feel fulfilling at all. There's like this little, rhythm beat mechanic where you have to quick time a lot of things with the boss battles. And you have to speak to your friends, your parents, or whoever it is that within, like, the side background characters of the show. I don't know what it is. There's just not much, a lot of interest or not anything. I guess they painted this to be like somewhat good, like, a good 3D